Hi, I'm Brittany Bennett, a goalkeeper on the women's soccer team, and you're watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Hello, Braves fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a program all about UNCP athletics. I'm Kevin Freeman, and today on the show we're going to talk cross-country with head cross-country coach Gary Aycock. But first on the program, as always, we're going to talk a little football along with head coach Pete Shinnick. Coach, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I'm a little under the weather today, so please bear with me if I get a frog in my throat here. But let's talk about the Wingate game, arguably one of the weirdest games I think I have ever seen at any level in football. But you managed to get a very nice 45-35 win over the Bulldogs. And give us your overall impression of this game.
Well, I would agree. I called it one of the stranger games I've ever seen. You know, you watch some of these on TV and you go, man, what would it be like to be a part of that? And then we were a part of it. I've never seen where with about 8 minutes to go in the first quarter being up 28-7. That was amazing. And then to have them come back and then to have us battle back. Very strange, as you say, different, but very pleased that our guys found a way to finish it off in the end.
You scored one, then they scored one, then you scored three, and then they scored four, correct me, and then you scored two to finish it off. Yeah. Well, the Braves, as you mentioned, they got off to a very comfortable 28-7 lead in the first quarter. Wingate managed to chip away with their passing attack. Talk about the sideline chatter, both as the Braves took the large lead and as Wingate slowly but surely was closing and took the lead at the end of the third quarter.
Well, when we took the lead, I mean, we were trying to be very proactive on our sidelines and just continue to tell our guys, it's a long game, a lot can happen. Because the tendency is, oh, hey, this is going to be this way, all game long. And what happened was it obviously wasn't that way, and they made a comeback. I thought our guys on the sideline were positive for the most part, and I think that's one of the reasons why things turned. We just hit some bad breaks and really gave ourselves some bad looks and didn't help ourselves out on offense and defense, and Wingate took advantage of them. We knew they were a very good football team. We knew that they could move the ball, and we knew that their defense was very solid. So when they were playing well, it showed. We weren't.
Okay, Coach, we got some clips that we're going to show, and Coach, tell us a little bit about what we're going to see here.
Okay, we've got I think 8 clips from the game, and the first is Luke Charles here is going to check into one of our pass plays. We had a run call on, and he checked us out of it per the coverage that he saw, and he's going to throw a great ball here to Jonathan Huff. This is Jonathan's first touchdown reception as a college player, and he's going to have the opportunity to score. So very excited about that. Okay,
we're having some technical difficulties here, it looks like, with the clips, but let me go ahead and continue on here. Wingate committed 9 turnovers, 7 of them interceptions by Robbie Nallenweg, their quarterback. I don't think I've ever seen that many turnovers in a game at this level, and how many of these can you attribute to UNCP's defense? How many of them are Wingate mistakes? Just talk about the turnovers a little bit.
Well, first off, I've never seen it either. I've never seen somebody stick with the quarterback after he's thrown 5 interceptions and a half. So, Robbie came back, I thought played very well in the second half and did a pretty good job. But our defense was really dialed in and locked into what they were doing. So I think it was a combination of that. Anytime somebody throws that many interceptions, obviously there's something going on both sides of the ball. But Preston Perry played extremely well. Sean Rush played extremely well. Dominique Bridges, I mean, the guys who got the interceptions, I mean, we're really working hard to get them. Shane Richardson, our defensive staff, had a great game plan, I think, to take away a lot of the stuff they were doing. And, 7 interceptions, I think, turned out that way.
It was a very kind of almost a bend but don't break kind of defensive mentality. They gave up a lot of yards, of course, to wing it, but were able to make plays when they did, and they scored 2 defensive touchdowns, which certainly takes a lot of pressure off of the offense. And the defense really kept you in this game, despite, as I mentioned, you being outgained by the Bulldogs. We've got about a minute left, Coach. Talk about your defensive strategy in this game. They gave up the yards, as I said, but you made the plays when you had to.
Well, a lot of those plays, plays. I mean, they had about 4 big plays that probably accounted for probably 200 yards. We just missed some tackles, and we weren't in position to play the way we should have. And anytime you miss a tackle and you're supposed to be where you're not where you're at, a big play is going to happen. And we had that on a pass, and we had that on a run. And then one of the fumbles that we returned for a touchdown was a broken coverage, and we end up getting back and knocking the ball loose. So some of the yardage was kind of hidden, and some of it was kind of covered up by us being able to, come up with the ball after the fact.
All right, Coach. We're going to take our first break. We're going to come back and talk a little more about Wing It and then the upcoming game against Virginia Lynchburg.
I thought it was my lungs.
I was having shortness of breath.
I had a great team of doctors.
Dr. Lowry, wonderful doctor. The only one, really, who has ever had my heart in his hand.
I don't think you got any better treatment in Duke than you got him.
I felt very safe.
I mean, I feel good. Got energy.
I go to the mall and walk 2 miles.
I come out victorious.
I love Southeastern, and of course, if it has something to do with their heart, this is where you get it.
Founded in 1887 as the Croatan Normal School, the University of North Carolina at Pembroke has grown to a student body of over 6,000 and is now one of the most diverse institutions in the nation. As we prepare to celebrate our 125th anniversary in 2012, we remember the rich heritage of this institution and anticipate an exciting future. With an average class size of 21 students, the University of North Carolina at Pembroke is a place where students will get the personal attention they deserve at a great value. If you want to know your professors and classmates and have an enriching experience inside and outside of the classroom, then UNC Pembroke might be exactly what you're looking for. If you have what it takes to be brave, check out experience.uncp.edu. There, you can take an online campus tour, schedule a campus visit, or apply for admission. Going to UNCP isn't for everyone. It's for the brave.